Welcome back to the Directorate. At the end of the last episode, more to the point, we got embroiled in a conflict between Japan and the Belgian Confederacy. Actually, it's mostly Japan versus the new Chinese Empire in America. It seems like Japan can never get along with China. If it's not over here that they're fighting, they then decide to take it overseas and fighting in America. So the new Chinese Empire, which is essentially, well, California and the Pacific coast, the Vancouver area to Los Angeles, and then having some inland, stuff like no one really knows the names of. Idaho probably, or I don't know, Montana is probably part of that. Maybe even Colorado. I'm not certain. Utah, Nevada, maybe. I don't know. Some of those states in America, which no one really knows the names of, and more like the mythical places in America where no one ever goes, yet somehow they're part of the 50 states. Everyone knows that the 50 states it's just they added a zero by mistake. It's really California, New York, Florida, and Texas, and Alaska. And the other ones, no one really knows where they came from. But they were added in because of completeness sake. 50 sounds better than 5. Alright, enough with made up history. The new Chinese Empire, anyway, is the primary goal here. They're trying to take the Taiwan region from... the Japanese are trying to take the Taiwan region from the new Chinese Empire. The new Chinese Empire, of course, being allied with the Belgian Confederacy, and they are the ones protecting them. So it's really a conflict between old Belgium and new Belgium. So we'll need to do something there. I mean, I'm not sure if we will send some armies, but we could at least send our navy to blockade or something. We have our little navy over here. It's a very beautiful navy. And let's see how many navies they have. They have none. So we'll send our navy over there to the New World and just blockade the hell out of them. Okay, Aragon is calling for our aid in the second Aragonese liberation of Lazio against Italy. Alright, that means that they are now at war with Italy and the Scandinavian Republic. This is a bit more interesting though, because we could use, for example, Genoa. So they are trying to take Lazio, which includes Rome and Ancona, essentially this belt over here, which is an interesting proposal. We could really... Actually, we will go into that war. So we are now embroiled in 2 wars at the same time, which means we will obviously have to slow down time and then send our armies over here. Some of them have been for a while, some of them are fairly new, the armies. All of them are excellent. They know exactly what they're doing, and they've been trained by the best. They're Burgundians, after all. We only hire the best. Send one to Parma to get that Parmesan cheese, for example. And then we will start time. So we will obviously be a bit more active in this conflict than the other conflict. We might also want to pull back our navy, since we're now fighting against the Scandinavian Republic as well. We do have our Asian navies that we could use for that purpose too. Should probably put that into shore before it gets shot down or sunk. That's the word, sunk. Escadre de Flandre is a really strong navy. Should probably send it here to protect our land. Could also send it to mainland Europe. Actually, I think we will. It's a really strong fleet and we do need it. It's interesting also to fight Italy now with them being the primary goal. Last time we fought them, it was when we were fighting France, for example, and we're part of the Mediterranean League, so to speak. French fought, I didn't really know they were having anything else. But anyway, Italy was more like the afterthought. We attacked them at times and destroyed them a little bit, but we didn't really go for them primarily. Now they are the target of the war. Now we could get something from it. We could use them as a building block, taking stuff from them. Would be interesting to have Milan and Brescia. All of these, a lot of people live here, a highly industrialized area with a lot of craftsmen. Could be very useful to have. We're fairly low on infamy, so it should be fine to take it. Though at the same time, I'm very wary of what happened last time we took a bunch of stuff. It ended with the end of the monarchy. Though some do say, that the director is in fact the monarch himself. The king just went into hiding and organized this whole thing because he didn't have enough power as a monarch, and just staged a coup. Then he went into hiding, and he was in fact the mastermind behind the whole thing. No one has actually seen the director, what he looks like. It's a bit mysterious that way. Alright, take out this 7th and 9th army under Silvio, Giardine, and Costanzo Cusani. Oh my, we went into a trap there. Battle of Massa. Alright, we need to send more men. The Italians are putting up resistance. There we go. Yeah. Now we're showing the Italians what guerra is. Chase after them and destroy their final form, which is that army. Apparently Aragon, you're going for Lazio, aren't you? But yet you are sending men up here. Oh, they maybe come from mainland Aragon and went through our land. That makes sense. You're now forgiven. Probably take a look at our fleet too, so we haven't lost anything. They are not taking any attrition. So that's good. You split it up and then send the other one here. And then split it up a little bit more and send another one here. There we go. Belgian Confederacy is gonna fall from various rebels soon, so yeah. There's no big deal there. Our main fleet though has taken some losses due to being in open sea. Not a lot, so we haven't lost a ship, but some of them have been ever so slightly damaged. Alright, we have managed to defeat the Italians. We need to hunt them down and take out the remaining army. We have this army over here. We can go to Florence. We're taking Lucca. We actually garnered we have a surprising amount of war exhaustion. Is that because of certain blockades or something? Are we blockaded somewhere in particular? It said something like that, doesn't it? Alright, under siege, blockaded, under siege. Wait, do we have that many places under siege? I mean, this one is under siege, but that shouldn't affect the people overall. Barely no one lives there. We are getting attacked by the Scandinavian Republic in Africa, though. They have a surprising amount of men in Africa. Don't really feel like wasting too many African lives there. So if we can end this war in Europe, it will be all the better for it. And then go to Massa, where we got surprised before, and end it. Leghorn. Livorno. Let's see. They are really not wanting to die here. Alright, we will leave one small army behind and then hunt down the Italians. This army needs to go. There we are, they are down to 8,000 men. Still, 7,000 men. 7,000 men, and they are moving towards Parma. We can maybe take them out in Parma. 5,000 men now. 4,000. God damn it, Illyria. Conquest of Montenegrin war against Montenegro. And you're at war with France, Bulgaria, Montenegro. Are you kidding me? No. Not gonna ally Illyria anymore. These pointless, stupid, goddamn wars keep throwing us into. Right, maybe that army will die soon too. That would be great. And then we hunt them down, and one army can go up and try to take this place. Lugano. And the other one can go and assist in Massa. It will be great. Alright, good, good. Come on, win. Victory, victory! What's now? Inca conquest of Angostura region against Castilla. Or Castilla. Alright, Castilla is over here, right? Yes, it is. Castillan America. Okay, alright. Against Castilla. Alright, who are they allied with? Stop pulling me into wars with... God damn it. Jesus. Okay, so whichever way we turn, apparently we are going to end up in a war against France. And while we turned our back on Illyria and their stupidity, Tawantinsuyu is quite a bit stronger than that. And we would like to have them as our ally still. Even though they're an idiot who declare war on someone without having any troops along the border, or have prepared for any military conflict at all. Sure, we'll join in that war too. We suddenly are filled with wars. Apparently war is our profession. Just like those Spartans in that movie. I like that movie though. It's a good movie. Alright, there we go. We have a lot of men. Send some to Paris. Send some to there as well. Send one army up here to this place. And oh, there was this small place, isn't it? No, it was just a railway. It was just a railway. Alright. And now here the battle wants to have an alliance. Good. They've seen how proficient we are at battle. And they want to be our friends. Which is excellent, because we want friends, we need friends. Some would say we have an innate desire to get friends. And I would say that's correct. And apparently we are losing big time over here, and that's a really horrible loss actually. Sometimes we just end up losing a lot of men. Sometimes. Anti-immigrant riots. Alright. That's a thing, apparently. And France always have surprising amounts of troops for their country's size. Well, it's not really that surprising, is it? Because you shouldn't be feeling surprised anymore about France and their military capabilities. Take out that army. Why is that? Why are we losing that much? Seriously. Is it just because their dice rolls are so much better than ours? Come on, dice rolls. No, we got a 0 and they got a 5. Of course. Roll better, you stupid Vincent Duval de Bullier. 17 Amiens, and there's 86,000 men over there. No, thank you very much. How about we just simply try to occupy as much as possible? What's... anyone in favor of that plan? In Blois we lost. Blois? Blois. Did we lose the entire army in Blois? Please tell me we didn't lose the entire army in Blois. Popping up more men in Paris. At least we won there. And now we need to do something about the Italians. We are becoming ever more irritating. At least the Aragonians have amassed a massive army. So that's something. And apparently we are losing men a bit everywhere. At least in some places we are actually winning the battles, but the French have proven to be quite good at fighting. What's the military tech at? 21 out of 30. We have almost all the tech we can. Maybe it's just because we rely so much on light artillery that makes us so much worse than our foe, but still. Sometimes it's a bit ridiculous. We can take a look now what kind of artillery they have. They have regular artillery and we have mobile artillery, I mean. How about we just put in a lot of effort to defend that place? How about we get a victory under our belts? No, that's a lot. I mean, even if we are using, even if we're using light artillery and they are using their regular good old artillery, that's still a ton of difference in deaths. If we get a good rolls, we're still losing men. And if we're getting bad rolls, we're losing a bunch more. Holy shit, look at this. Is that guy really that good? I don't even know. I would just like to have peace with the French now, before it goes completely bad. It was the Inca conquest of Angostura. How about... No, they don't even want to have a regular peace. Alright, so apparently we're stuck now in a war with the French, and the French have acquired massive firepower and become stronger than we could ever imagine. Which is very disturbing, I might say, because we are losing so many men. So very, very, very many men. If we are the ones attacking, could we ever achieve victory? Well, we will wait for the months to end and then for the reinforcements, that is. And then try an attack, but we're still, like, even now we're getting attacked now by the Leroy Below. And look at those losses. They have a dig in -2 and they still get amazing dice rolls. If we send our men to aid now, will it matter? We did win the battle, but they still have a massive amount of troops that are moving over here to Mehun. Melun, whatever. Ah. Burgundian losses. The people are becoming mad. Is the director any better than the old king? They're wandering on the streets. No one really knows. Could we have a peace with Italy? Someone randomly asks on the streets. Maybe, another says. But we have to go through the Scandinavians, they add. And no one really wants to do that. Add war goal. I mean, we do have the fleet at least have arrived over here. So we can go and blockade the Scandinavians. But the French are unstoppable. They have immense amount of men and apparently immense amounts of combat ability. Since we haven't really won a single battle, I mean, we still lose far more than them. We have all the technologies except for one. We have a decent troop force at least, and not completely goddamn awful. I just don't know where it all come from. At least maybe it's just because I don't know. We're doing decent enough now. We're having a battle that we're actually perhaps winning. So that's something. We would like to go for Paris so they don't liberate it, but we're going with the... Okay, now it's turning bad for us again. Right, why is it turning bad? Well, because our dice rolls are goddamn awful. Except for now when we get at least a bit more. A 7 and they got a 2. I think it's simply about the dice rolls. It could be completely about the dice rolls. Either way, we will try to limit our losses as best we can. Except they are always attacking our forces here, and they always manage to do well in those battles. Somehow, we are supposed to have the biggest army. We're supposed to be the strongest, yet they are the ones who invade with utmost efficiency and managing to put a lot of pain on us. And that's not nice. Not nice at all. At least now we're having some victories. Like here, for example. We have one. Maybe we can go and have another one. If we need more allies, we have one over here. Come on. We didn't get there in time, and now they're running away. Come on. Get the goddamn French. Jesus Christ! There we go, we finally caught up with them. But if they're using regular artillery, how the hell can they be faster than us who's using mobile artillery and stuff? Because regular artillery, aren't they supposed to be much slower now? 4 kilometers. 5, not that much slower. Maybe they got an upgrade. I mean, at this point, there's no real reason then to use mobile artillery. I use it only because when I first started out as Vinland, I had a massive problem with catching up to armies due to regular artillery being so damn slow. But maybe it's just a misconception now after all this time. Maybe. Could use this army now to maybe clear out some occupations. Alright, okay, we're having some victories now. And over here we're having some big battles coming our way. How's it going in Italy meanwhile? Well, we have some forces that could potentially go and help out elsewhere. Like these two armies can definitely go. And this army of 60,000 men can go over here. After that, we have occupied most of Italy. Yet we do need to deal with the Scandinavians before we can have a proper peace. Right now we only have 14 war score. What? Defender occupation, defender blockades. What defender occupation do you have that is that much? Oh my. Yeah, I mean that would put a damper on it, wouldn't it? Alright, we will try to help with the occupations in Aragon itself. But we are at least having some major victories now. So that's a good thing. Let's catch the French before the French catches us. Yeah. I mean, I think this just proves the power in complaining about things, because suddenly it works the way it's supposed to. We will split off this army to try to take Paris. Split off these to go take that, except for these guys who are trying to assist over down here. That's a good division of forces, I believe. I think also we're having some issues with war exhaustion, indeed we do. But not that many rebels that have decided to pop up. So that's good. We have apparently these guys over here in Kaiserslautern. There, and there. Okay, let's cover all of Normandy, take it over, and perhaps that would be enough to maybe end the war sometime soon. At least the war with the French. We also have down here where we try to help out against the Italians, so we can go to Barcelona, send some more men there, maybe take these 30,000 men and send them down here too. Actually take all of them and just help out against the Italians down here. Battle of Orléans was a massive victory. So it seems the French have lost steam. They had some really good battles in the beginning, causing really big Burgundian losses. But in the end, everything just works out the way it's supposed to be. With Burgundian victory. There. I also realized I haven't really built any forts in the same regard they have, so their provinces are much harder to take, while, well, ours are not. There and there. Good, we have finally defeated the French. I think biggest problem there is now gone. The Building Confederacy is a republic. It seems the new Chinese Empire is being assaulted on multiple fronts simultaneously. With Plantagenet going in there too. Which is an interesting maneuver. Just need to free our little Pas-de-Calais from enemy occupations, which we will do something like Dunkirk. We need to take Dunkirk. I remember when I was younger, I always pronounced it Dunkirk. Well, always and always. I don't know how many times I would have ended up. What? Carcassonne? Lost an entire army? That's not good. In fact, I would classify that as quite bad. Quite bad indeed. Entire army. Well, at least the French are down. The talkies. Probably the radio they're talking about. Truly it is, truly it is. Alright, we now have a lot of men willing to attack Carcassonne. Maybe they are joining in. Good. This is for our lost army, damn Italians. As soon as the Aragonese joined in, the battle just went much worse. Interesting. Alright, so let's finish the Italians. Which hopefully can do with this army. They are occupying the last remnants of Italy itself. Apparently Italy has gotten the Arborean provinces. Brandenburgian fall. That's good for them. We couldn't really care. We have some rebels there. We have otherwise our armies are now free to essentially go across the French countryside doing whatever. France has fallen. We are now willing to go for a full peace deal. Unfortunately, we can't go for our own, but we could go, for example, add war goal and take whatever the hell we want. Add to sphere, for example, could do that. Install fascism, could do that. Though France is not really known for their stable governments, so probably unnecessary to do fascism straight there. We can occupy the land a bit more and then decide what the hell we want. We could take something from France. We could take, for example, Normandy. Could we take, for example, Choir States? No, we couldn't take the capital. Well, damn it. It would be nice to have Paris as part of our nation. It would in fact be quite beautiful if we could do that. But of course we can't. Of course we can't. France still willing to go for the peace deal. Scandinavia, are you willing to go for... well, that was a Commonwealth. Okay. Would you be willing to go for a peace deal? No. Less war score than ever before? What? Attack or occupation. Battles minus 13. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. At least we're winning now against Italian forces over there. Alright, we have some research we could do. Limited access roads, sure, why the hell not? Occupying France very, very well. Right, what do we want to do with France? What do we want to do? It's over here. Castilian... This Castilian place. Castilla Ameriga. With their capital in where? Where is their capital? Oh, over here in Trinidad? That's interesting. Alright, do we want to simply give them that land or do we want to take something ourselves? If we want to take something ourselves, we have 92%, 95%. This peace deal is only for... Why is the peace offer value increasing suddenly? Wasn't it 66 something before? that was not where I clicked. There. Right, almost all of France is now occupied. We have some Italian rebels, Italian fascists popping up over there. How many ships do they have? 110. You know what we can do? We can split off a sizable portion of this fleet. Let's see how much will be enough. Monitors. We have a lot of monitors. That will probably be enough. And then we can send the rest of our fleet to blockade Scandinavia itself. That will be enough with only a few vessels. And head up over here to blockade Stockholm and this coast here. This will probably require a few more ships, how about 10 or 12? And we can see if we can catch these damned ships off guard. We could, and we sank them. Wonderful. Then just a few ships here. Head up to Gulf of Bohemia. Botnia, whatever. A few vessels there too. And sure, Gulf of Finland. Can take that. Then they should be more willing to go for peace when they have all of this being blockaded. Kattegat. Paul de Vaha is dead. I don't remember who he is, but he's probably important. Oh wait, that's a lot of more. That's a lot more ship than I imagined there to be there. Should probably split up some more forces in case they do fire out. Most of them are transports though, but they're way more than our free ships that we left before. Not that we have that many battleships left anyway, but we. It's better to be safe than sorry. So yeah, Kattegat. We'll split off a few blockading vessels there too. Colonial crisis. That's sad. But right now I don't have time for colonial crises. Right now it's the time for action. It's the time for war. Helgoland Blight. Getting most of the coast over there too, and then head up towards the Norwegian coast. And I hope we put a bit more of a pain on them. The French are now rising up against the French and also against us. And up here, do we have any? We have supply range over here, absolutely. Northern Norwegian Sea. We have reached it. Alright, a few blockading ships here and then so forth. Alright, how's it going in the war now? We have 100% against these guys. Tawantin Studio have added some more things there, which is not the best. All the attacker blockades is not enough, apparently. Scandinavians are not willing to go for peace, but we can wait them out. However, we need to make a decision on the French. Rather, we want to make a decision, what do we want to take? Do we want to take something from France, like Normandy, for example? Take that coast away from them? Or do we want to take something from Italy? I actually is in favor of taking Normandy. And thus, Normandy will be added to the list, and we will demand it from them. Acquire Normandy. Yes, and Belgian Confederacy is also willing to have peace. How about yes, and then we have a yes. 2 wars done. 1 war left to go. Well, mostly. We have Normandy. It is ours now. And no one can take it away from us except enemy armies. And we won't let them. Alright, we have probably a few more rebels than I would like to have. Movement for immigration reform. quota immigration. You can go for that. Alright, so we have most of the wars done. We only have one war left. We have 10 more years to live before we are done, essentially. But we have won that war, and we do have that war left with the Scandinavians to fight. Well, it's not really fighting, it's more wearing down the Scandinavians so they're willing to go for some peace. Right now, we're having some issues with the Scandinavians attacking here in Africa, and I haven't really paid attention to it. So that's not great, and we should probably send a few more men there. But the Scandinavian War will be a matter for a different episode, because here we have reached the end for now. We have won a few wars, very war-heavy, war-centric episode. Very exciting, and we'll see the conclusion to the Scandinavian and Italian War in the next episode, hopefully. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed, and to see you next time. Have a good one.